how do rap and activism go hand in hand?
I don't think that. I think they're completely just like synonymous with each other. I don't think you can separate an artist from their politics.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Hey everybody, welcome to Groundwater, episode 12. This is Jonathan Brown in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm super excited to share with you a conversation I had with KidDEAD out of Nashville. KidDEAD is punk rock, he's hip hop, he's a hard-working dude. I visited him in the Southern Demon Herd Warehouse, also known as the Demon Den. Him and three other guys live in this really cool space and follow their dreams. They just passionately chase their dreams. That's what they do. And it's fascinating to be with them. And it was fascinating to see KidDEAD. I'm super excited to share this with you. We talk about what it means to America, if that were a verb. How do you do that? What is that? We talk about sobriety. He's a super sober dude, which I find inspiring. I think it's really beautiful when people don't let anything get in the way of their dreams, especially their own bad habits. And we talk about the concept of making it. What does it mean to make it? That question fascinates me because some people after a show will tell me, they'll be like, man, I think you're going to make it. If you don't make it, there's no justice in the world because you're great and I think you're going to make it. And I kind of think I've already made it because I get to travel the planet riding my art like a magic carpet. And I think KidDEAD has made it too. And we talk about this at the end of the interview. Dude has a lot of gratitude. Like, you can just feel it, you know? And that's inspiring as well, because I really think if you're full of gratitude, you can't fuck up. Like those are mutually exclusive. Being full of gratitude and fucking up, they don't exist in the same plane. And you can just hear in his voice, man. You can hear how passionate KidDEAD is about what he does. His new album is called Cut the Kite String, and it's amazing. And we talk a little bit about that, and we talk a little bit about some big features he's had in his indie rap world. So give it a listen. Again, this is Jonathan Brown in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm on tour right now. I've been out for about a month. We're doing about 40 shows in 50 days. And I'm at the Southern Fried Poetry Slam, kicking it. My first Southern Fried, I was young. It was 2003, and it was the first time I ever went to New Orleans, which is where I live now. But I went down there and rocked some mics and met some cool people who I've kept up with to this day. But I haven't been to Southern Fried since 2012, and it feels a little like a high school reunion. In a good way. In a good way. It's neat to see everybody. It's neat to have all these creative minds in the same place. And you know, commune together and enjoy the planet. You know, the capitalist way of saying that is it's an excellent networking opportunity. But on some friendship shit, it's really beautiful to hug some people that I've known for half my life. Yeah. So, enjoy. Here's our interview. Hey everybody, welcome to Groundwater. This is Jonathan Brown here with KidDEAD. Hey KidDEAD.
What's up?
How's it going?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm amazing.
Cool.
You know, doing it.
Yeah, man. On the road.
On the road. 40 shows, 50 days.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm super excited to be here in Nashville and talk with you. I listened to your stuff today a bunch, and I wrote down some questions, and some are broad and some are specific. And
Cool.
And I guess I'll just start with this. Your name.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it come from? Where does KidDEAD come from?
Man, it's really just something I made up. When I got clean, a little over 6 years ago, I came to Nashville, or I ended up in Nashville, and before then I had been going by my graffiti name for 10 years of never doing anything really. I maybe recorded 3 songs the whole time when I was using, but I was still rapping. And I went by this name, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. I was kind of starting a new chapter of my life, and I picked KidDEAD. And I think it had different meaning then than it does now. I came from a pretty dark place, and I did a lot. I was not making the same music then that I am now either. You know, I was really really in a lot of pain, and getting off of 10 years of being a drug addict, and so I was kind of just oh, I'm dead inside, I'm KidDEAD, and I was just feeling really sad for myself, but and KidDEAD was just this cut everything else was dead to me. That whole part of my life was dead to me, and starting this new chapter. So KidDEAD was just something I came up with, and I was that sounds tight. I'm KidDEAD now. So
okay.
And now I think it has a different meaning for me. I'm not as sad and angry as I used to be.
Yeah.
But I still really this name still means a lot to me. I think more it's it is that life is still dead to me, but in a positive way, I think.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So you're reborn on the other side of it.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, can I ask you about the getting clean process?
Sure.
Did you go to NA or AA or...
I did 12-step for a while, yeah.
12 steps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Was there a spark that you were nah, I can't live like this, I have to get clean?
Yeah, I got arrested at Bonnaroo Music Festival.
Okay.
In 2010, and I got arrested. I think Jay-Z was playing when I got arrested. So.
What did you get arrested for?
I sold drugs to an undercover police officer.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I've sold ecstasy to an undercover police officer, and I was selling a bunch of drugs, and I was really high, and I went to jail in Coffee County. And I spent about 3.5 months there.
In jail?
In jail, yeah. I spent about 3.5 months in jail. I got arrested with a bunch of stuff. I was facing prison time. It was a big deal. And when I got arrested, I was so high and just so out of it that I was oh, this is not a big deal.
Sure.
This is whatever. I'll get out soon. They'll bail me out. Somebody would bail me out. But I had pretty much burnt every bridge in my life by then, so I didn't have, even my family was that's where he needs to be. You're gonna stay in jail because we just are tired of bailing you out.
Whoa.
So I just kind of had burnt every bridge, and I was just stuck in jail. And my mom was sick. She had lung cancer, and she passed away while I was in jail.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I know we're getting super heavy, super quick here. But yeah, it was a big, it was interesting because it was really, really hard, and it was pretty eye-opening, but it was like hard for me to really see everything at the time. Like, I was like going through a lot of emotions, you know. I was in jail, and so finally some friends put together some money for me, and got me out so I could go to my mom's memorial. And so I went down to my mom's memorial. I got out of jail. I went down there, and like none of my, like, the only place I really had was I was like living on and off with my mom and my dad, back and forth to there, like, and sometimes I'd find a place to live for a little while until I screwed that up. But I would pretty much be living with my mom or my dad off and on, and neither of those were options anymore. By the time I got out of jail, my mom had passed away, and my dad was also a drug addict, and he was really bad off at the time, and he was just way gone to where that wasn't an option either. So I didn't really have any options in Tallahassee, and my family, they wanted me to figure something out. And my buddy in Nashville, he was my only buddy and my only friend at the time in Nashville. My buddy Blake, he lived in Tallahassee for a little while. We became really good friends because we rapped together, and we recorded one of the only rap songs I had recorded at the time. Was with him. And it was I recorded my first rap song clean with him too, actually.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah. But he was the only person I could really count on in my life, and he like gave me a place to stay in Nashville. He put me up. He fed me for months while I was waiting to go to court, and dealing with like all that stuff, all my charges.
Whoa.
So I still like wasn't quite ready to get clean. I was still kind of drinking and smoking weed a little bit, and I kind of just didn't know what I was doing. I was just like kind of just stuck, and my mom was in 12-step for a long time before she passed away, like 12 and a half years, something like that. She was a long time. She was sober. And so I kind of knew a little bit about that. I've been through 12-step a little bit, and I just woke up one day like really hungover and feeling terrible, and a friend of my mom's called me, and she asked me how I was doing, and it was like the first time that I had like been honest with somebody in a long time, and I was just like, I am not okay. I don't know what to do. What do I do? And I just asked for help. She like called this hotline for me. Some guys came and picked me up and took me to a meeting that night. And yeah, that was like the start of it. That's like when everything kind of like flipped. I was like, okay, I'm ready to like really try to do something different. And it wasn't like right away. Like it wasn't even the next day. Like it was like that night, I think I got high like that night, you know. And then I like even relapsed a couple months later. But it was like I started getting time clean longer than I ever had before. You know? And after that relapse, I like stayed clean for a long time.
And now, being clean for so long, is there any temptation there to? Because your homies drink and smoke.
Totally, I mean, totally. That's totally a thing. And like, you know, I've had some slip ups since then. Like I haven't been 100% perfect. I've been clean off of hard drugs for over 6 years. I've had some slip ups a couple times with other stuff, but I like, for the most part, I know that like I'm not gonna be using today.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm like totally know that like going back to using like drugs is not an option in my life anymore.
So you don't see it as like, because I know some people get clean and then kind of walk the line of like, well, you know, it's just a beer.
Right, yeah.
But you're on some like, no. I'm either both feet in or both feet out. Like,
yeah, like I know for me, like if I have a drink, then it's like, there's like a thing that turns on in my brain. It's like, I have an idea where I'm like, oh, maybe if I have that idea sometimes where I'm like, I can have a drink. Then I like think about it and like where that goes, and I know that if I have one drink, that's gonna turn into 2, and then that's gonna turn into 10, and that's gonna turn into me being a wild animal and just going crazy and blacking out. Like it's just sooner or later, that's where that road leads me.
Okay.
Like I don't have the ability to control control drinking or
Yeah, I
using
feel that.
drugs.
Do you meditate?
I do sometimes. I used to be way into meditation, and recently my meditation practice has not been super regular.
Okay.
I did about like 2 years of regular meditation practice,
Okay.
where I was learning under a guy named Dave Smith.
Okay.
From Against the Stream. They opened a center in Nashville, and I was like I was like a part of the group when they opened the center. He was like doing it out of a different Dharma center, and then he opened his own center here. And now, actually, one of my best friends, who just got married yesterday and was in the first rap group I was in, Clean, he just he runs the center here now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we started learning Buddhist meditation together.
Okay.
He started before me, and then I pretty soon after he started, he brought me in, and I was learning with him. So
Okay.
yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about a song. So I think it's, correct me if I get the song title wrong, In Damn Kids. Do you have a song?
Damn
called?
Kids, yeah.
Damn Kids.
Yeah.
All right. So your chorus, when you quote the forefathers, you're just quoting slave owners.
Yeah.
And the hook is it's really catchy, but it's also a punch in the gut. You're not expecting that.
Yeah.
And then you don't even just gloss over it. You kind of lay in the pocket and let us think about what that means.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful and it's jarring. And so I'm just curious, the connotation of the word America. To you, what is it? Because I'm getting the vibe from that song that it's not.
Yeah. I mean, so Chris Surratt wrote that, Damn Singtao wrote that hook.
Okay.
For that, we did that EP together, and he wrote that hook. But I was I just loved it so much when he wrote it. So yeah, America. I don't want to get overly political, but I'm not. I would be what our government calls an anti-American. I'm not. I'm not a pro-America patriot.
Okay. Oddly enough, that's one of the most American things you can say, because we were founded through rebellion and revolt.
Right, yeah. But the thing about so Noam Chomsky says that a nationalist idea an anti-American is only something that would come out of a oppressive police state country. Those, I'm very much paraphrasing his what he says, but this he talks about how anti-America or other anti-whatever country you are in, those that term only has been coined in countries that are oppressing their people. Where they're not an anti-American statement, calling somebody anti-American only comes because people are being oppressed, and people are I just don't like what a lot of things that are happening in our country right now, and I like to say that, so a lot of people would call that anti-American. So
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely am just really, it's sad to see what's happening. Just I don't necessarily know that any that our country was ever good. I don't think we're
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever great. That's for sure. Let's just say that. And I think that it's kind of a silly thing that's happening. We're becoming all the things that we just thought we were fighting against. So over so many years, we were fighting against tyranny from Britain and fighting Nazis in World War II, and now I don't know. I feel we're there are some things that are resonant in our culture that are pretty terrible. Yeah.
Bill Maher's dropping N-bombs.
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
When did this get to be mainstream? How is this normal?
It's nuts, dude. It's crazy.
And it's sick that it's the most normal thing going right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna switch gears here. Can you walk me through your songwriting process? Like, what comes first? Is it the verse? Is it the chorus? Is it the concept?
Oh man, that is always different, honestly. Sometimes I do concepts for sure. I'm not like every song has to have a concept type of person. I definitely just start writing sometimes.
Okay.
But so like it used to be very much just like beat right to a beat. It was like I had to have the beat first.
Sure.
It was like what a lot. My songwriting is all over the place now. Like sometimes I'll have a beat and I'll write to it, or sometimes I'll make a beat. I've also like done things where I'll make a chorus and then I'll make a beat around that chorus. I'll like write something that I like as a hook, and then I'll make a whole beat just surrounded like on that's made to make that song happen.
Okay.
And then like also I've been dabbling in some other instruments recently, like guitar and piano. Over the years I've learned a little bit of stuff, and I'm still not fluent in any way, but I've wrote some things where I start from playing something and just coming up with a piano part or a guitar part. I'll write a whole song on guitar, and then like I'll switch it onto a beat. I'll turn it into a beat instead.
Yeah.
So it depends, man. It's not like, so I just like write all the time. So I have my phone and I just write in my phone all the time. I'm like one of those guys. I don't write on paper anymore. I'm totally digital.
Yeah.
So I just write all day. Like I'll just on tour. I have all these things and I just write like 2 sentences, and then I'll come back to them later and I'll make a whole song out of it. Or I'll write something and I'll like add it into a verse later or something, whatever, just like stuff like that, man. It's just like all over the place now. Whatever works, whatever fits, whatever I can fit in.
Yeah. So as I listen to your stuff, I mean, some words come to mind, and it's kind of cliche to call hip hop conscious now, but your shit is really intelligent. Like, it sounds like you're coming from a place of awareness.
Thanks.
And so I'm curious if you have any thoughts on, I guess, where pop rap is going, because it seems to be anti-intelligent. It seems to be, like, dumb on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see, I can see, like, both sides of the coin, though, man. It's, like, the thing about, oh, man, I think it's just not even the same music, honestly. Like, I don't really know if I can, like, I don't want to, like, hate on, like, new rap or new hip-hop or whatever, but I'm not even sure if it's, like, this. I just think it's different music. I don't think it's the same thing. Like, I think it's a whole different genre. And, like, I kind of feel like people call it rap and hip-hop. I just think it's its own thing, and that's fine. Yeah. I think it's fine that it's its own thing, but I don't really know if... I don't know, though. Maybe that's me being an old guy and being like, oh, that's not hip-hop. But, I know, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
It's like... The young kids are allowed to do whatever they want to do. It seems like this is all young. This is the young people's music, and like they're allowed to have their own music. Yeah,
I mean, it's happened in every genre.
Yeah, totally.
Like when Nirvana came out, I was like, wait a second, this isn't. This is, I thought Metallica was rock, but this is so dumbed down now.
Right, but he had his own genre now.
Yeah.
It's like grunge, right?
Yeah.
So like Nirvana, they're like grunge rock, So what do we call this stuff? It's like, I mean, I've heard mumble rap. That's like the only thing I've heard people call it, so I don't know what else you call it. But yeah.
No, I get where you're coming from, and I kind of love and respect the way that an 18-year-old will... people thought the Sex Pistols were terrible.
Yeah, totally.
And this is
I think they're terrible.
This is like the rap version of that.
Yeah.
Where we just kind of like reinvent the genre.
Yeah, so I don't want to be the old guy, like, being like, oh, that new shit sucks. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't necessarily know. I can't get with it. I can't listen to it that much. It's not really my thing. There's, I can see where like riding around in a car and like hanging with your homies, that you could like it maybe, you know, I can see that, sure, like, and maybe, and like whatever, it's like party music and I can see that, but like other than that, like I can't like really listen to it and like try to like, I just have to like, I have to feel something when I listen to music personally, and I just don't necessarily feel anything from it other than like, okay, this is like vibey. I listen to the beat and it's like, oh, this beat's alright. But like I just can't like get into it. I'm very much a lyrics person though. You know, I'm very much somebody has to be saying something that means something to me.
If I can switch gears again, can you tell me what is Southern Demon Herd?
The Southern Demon Herd is a collective of some people doing cool shit in Nashville, Tennessee. Man, we're just some people, man. They took me in, man. These are some guys I've known for a while, and they've been doing the thing. They've been doing the Southern Demon Herd for years. Zach Lerman and Christian, Sinswin and Animal, and some bunch of other people.
So is it a record label?
It is kind of. Yeah, it is now. So we're a lot of things. The Southern Demon Herd is a collective, and it's an art collective.
Okay.
So we have a label platform now where we're gonna start releasing records. Mine was the third record we released off the platform. So we've got that. We've got we do a sound production company. So we run sound at events around town. We do projections and visuals for different shows around town. We have shows at our warehouse. This is the Southern Demon Warehouse.
That we're in right now. We're in the heart of the demon.
We're heart of the demon den. The demon den is what we would call this.
We're in the demon den.
We are in the demon den, yes. So we're in the studio of the demon den right now. So this is the recording studio.
Yeah.
We also have a video production team. Me and Zach mostly do most of the videos, and Zach's partner. So we do music videos, we're a label, we do sound, we run stages at some local regional festivals during the summer. We tour, we're going to Iceland. You know, it's a lot of things, man, and it's whatever we want it to be, really.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because this is the third time you're going to go to Iceland, or the second?
This is the second time I'm going. Zach and Christian have been a bunch of times, especially Christian.
Is it like, did you guys just find one day that you have an audience in Iceland? Like, how did this work out?
Zach and Christian, the first time they went there and took their bikes. They took bicycles and they biked across Iceland. They did bicycle hiking, camping across Iceland. Very intense, but they did that, and Christian booked some shows, and he happened to meet these guys, Shades of Reykjavik. They came out to one of his shows, and they just clicked, man. They just really got along really well. They just really dug each other's music, and they just became really good friends. Christian and these dudes and Zach, they just got along really well with them. And they're one of the bigger rap groups out of Iceland. Probably one of the biggest rap groups in Iceland.
Wow.
So yeah, they just did a bunch of music together, and Christian came up last summer to play Secret Solstice, which is the festival we're going to this summer. And it was just an amazing festival, huge headliners. You know, I don't remember who was playing, but I think he opened for Flatbush Zombies or something like that.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was just some huge festival. And Christian makes really great music, man. Really great music, and he's a young kid making really good young music for the young kids. It's he's killing it.
How is the culture of shows different in Iceland than here?
Well, I don't. Iceland has a really great art culture. They seem to just really push, like they really seem to like allow people to make art and music there, like as a part of their life, and it's like okay, like it's like an okay thing to want to be a musician or an artist, you know. As a young kid, it seems like you can want that can be your passion, and they totally like cultivate that.
Okay.
You know, unlike I would say in the States, where like they're like, oh, you want to be an artist, go get a real job. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not feeding capitalism, you know, you need to fucking figure something else out, because that's how it's just not cultivated here. Like they get money to, you know, be musicians. You know, you can get grants from the government to, like the guys, I think they got a grant to government to come to Nashville.
Whoa.
One time, like Shades of Reykjavik, like they paid them money to come to Nashville to come like play shows.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you're also going to play Berlin?
We're not actually playing anything in Berlin.
Okay.
This is like vacation. So we have a Lucky Records showcase. So it's just like Southern Demon Herd at this record store.
Okay.
And in Iceland, we're playing there. And then we play the festival. And then that's it. And then we go to Berlin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit about touring in the States? Like, what's your strategy on it, or what's your philosophy behind it, or are you a road hog, or do you like to?
Yeah.
Do you like the lifestyle? Is it?
Yeah. All I want to do is tour, man. If I could. Like, it's not really feasible as far as like just, I don't know, it like monetarily. It's not always possible to be out on the road all the time, but if I could just be on the road all the time, that's what I would do. And just live on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love touring. I just, you know, I did a short tour. I just got back, and all I wanted to do was keep going. You know, it's like, I just like traveling and being, I don't, maybe it's like part of me just like feeling like I just can like run away from every responsibility in life. I don't know, but it's like I just love it, man. I just like being able to travel and see everybody. Like, I feel like all the people that I'm closest with don't live in Nashville anymore, you know.
Yeah.
It's all my friends on the road, you know, like I live in Philly and Brzezowski and Maine and Chesky and New Haven, and my dude Adder in Tijuana, and just like, you know, just like all these people that I just really love.
Yeah.
And they're in other places doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a small world once you get out there.
Yeah.
And you realize, like, totally. Oh yeah, there's like only a select group of people who are willing to tour this hard.
Yeah, totally. It's very true. The whole indie rap world gets really tiny when you get out into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a song called "Live Free," and you say, and I might misquote you, but I'm gonna try here. You have some line that's like, "It's more than rapping; it's organizing, like rebel factions." And I'm curious about, like, in your head, how do rap and activism go hand in hand?
I think they're completely just like synonymous with each other. I don't think you can separate an artist from their politics.
Interesting. Okay. How so?
I just think I don't know. I think that I just think they're both very passionate things, and I think that like I just think that they go with each other very well. Like, you're both like, art is very passionate, or at least I feel like it should be, or it is for me. And I'm very passionate about my activism, and I just think they fit super well together. I couldn't separate them personally. Separate them.
In your head, like, art.
I think art is like expressing yourself, and activism is expressing yourself also.
and they both have like a designed purpose. And I guess what I'm thinking of is I was just in Chicago in a museum, and I was surrounded by Monet's, these gorgeous French surrealist paintings, that you see in your textbooks when you're a kid, and then I'm in front of them, right? And Monet has this series that's like haystack, haystack, haystack. There's a whole fucking room of just like haystack after haystack after haystack, and some of them are at dusk, some of them are at dawn, some got a shadow, but you're looking at it and you're like, this is gorgeous, but I'm not sure what the point is. Like, I feel like in 2017 we believe, maybe rightfully so, that art has a goal. Right. Or a purpose, or even a sense of persuasion. Like, even if your message is connecting to the universe, you still have a fucking message, right? It's not you're not the rap equivalent to a landscape painting,
right? But I mean, I don't know what that necessarily meant, but I bet it meant something to him.
Yeah, I need to do a little more research, because I'm like, maybe he had something to say about farm life back then and the politics of farm life.
Or maybe it wasn't politics, but like I feel like he probably had something to say in it. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I could be totally wrong also. Like, I'm very open to that idea as well.
Yeah.
I'm always open to being wrong.
That's good.
I try to be, yeah. I mean, I also like talk a lot of shit too, so I don't know. Maybe that idea isn't completely solidified in me, but I try to stay open to being wrong.
That's dope. Okay, so you're gonna say, so like art and activism,
I think, well,
are kind of the same. You're saying?
I mean, I guess they don't have to be for everybody. I guess for me, I can't separate them.
Yeah.
'Cause like I want like that's like stuff I think about all the time. Like I can't help but think about like just like how fucking doomed we all are all the time. Like I don't know, like that's kind of how I feel all the time. So I can't help it. It just comes out in my music, no matter how. Even if I like, there are some times when I try where I'm like, oh, I'm just not gonna write about politics on this song, and then something comes out, like something pops in there every now and then. It's just like I can't help it. Like I'm just not gonna like. I can't like keep it bottled in.
Okay.
Know?
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm checking out your website, and I notice on the top corner it says label, and I click on that.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what? And I think I'm saying this right. Invisible Librarian.
Invisible Library.
Okay. What is that? Invisible
Library is so. I released Rap and Destroy. That song, Live Free, was from Rap and Destroy.
Yeah.
I released that album on Invisible Library. That was like over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that album came out on Invisible Library, which is a label run by a very good friend of mine, Nathan Conrad, a.k.a. Spoken Nerd. He is an incredible musician and rapper. And also, he runs an awesome label. They have some really great people on there. I think they're releasing like Counterfeit Money Machine out of Cincinnati soon on that label, and just like a bunch of cool stuff. And they're awesome. They don't only do rap too. They do some other like indie rock and like interesting stuff.
So for the up and comers, for everybody who's like got an album they're about to put out, like, would you, if you could do it all over again, do you wish you just went strictly independent, or are you really happy you went with a label? And do you have any advice for anybody who's trying to get on a small label like that?
Oh yeah, man. I think labels are great. Yeah. If you have like people who care about what your music and stuff, I think little like, the these days, I mean, anybody can really start a label, but it's like I think that it depends on, if people are working hard at that label. I know Nathan, like, does a lot. He's, like, a really hard-working dude. He does a lot for the artists on that label. So I really, I'm totally happy with my experience with Invisible Library, and I'd really like to work with them again in the future, too.
Yeah.
This album that I did this time didn't make a lot of sense too, because we were really trying to start up this label. I still want to do a project with them in the future, and that may or may not happen. We'll see. But yeah.
So help me understand this, because I'm fiercely independent, probably to a fault.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's some benefits to working with the label, even a small one. But what are the drawbacks? Like, what do you have to give up in exchange for?
I mean, for Invisible Library, I gave up nothing. I mean, I gave up maybe 10% or something. You know, it was not a lot. I gave them a little bit of. They take a little bit for the work, the platform and the work that they do, and they have good distribution. They have good digital distribution. They get my stuff everywhere. Yeah. That online, everywhere that it could be, and when there's a problem, they get it fixed. And they push my stuff, and
yeah. And on that record, you had a track with Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask about that process? Like, how did you reach out to Soul? Did you know him beforehand? Because in my indie rap nerd brain, like I got on I got on the train at Deep Puddle Dynamics.
Yeah, totally.
So that's
way early on.
Yeah, so that's how far back my love for that dude goes.
Yeah, I've been listening to that dude forever.
And then I saw you had a track with him, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah. How did that happen? Like,
yeah, I can tell you exactly how that happened. So when Chesky went to jail, and they did a Kickstarter for his Fake 4, his label.
Okay.
When Chesky went to prison, actually. And they offered a bunch of verses for donations.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
So
easy.
That was it, man. It was not that cool of a story, actually. I paid a bunch of money for Soul to do a verse on my album, because I've been in love with that dude since I was a child.
Yeah, me too.
I think I was probably 15 or something when I first heard his music, and I have been listening ever since. I've been listening to almost everything he's done, since then. And he's a real prolific dude. He's done a lot of music. So,
yeah. Do you, in the future, like in the next, 3 years or 2 years or so, do you see yourself seeking out features like that again, or are you gonna go? Are you gonna J. Cole it? Like, are you gonna go platinum with no features? Are you?
I'm never going platinum. That's for sure. I'm never gonna win a Grammy or go platinum. I've already accepted those things of my my teenage dreams of being a Dr. Dre have gone out the window.
Well, maybe not here, but in Iceland.
Right. Platinum in Iceland, baby. I'm totally. There are some artists I would really love to work with. Yeah. I would love to do some songs with some people, and I will keep trying to do that. Totally. Yeah. I think one thing that I've really been focusing on recently is so there's there's a small indie rap world. And then there's an even smaller indie rap world that actually fits into the exact ideology that I try to push on my listeners.
Okay.
And I think that one thing I'd like to do is really start focusing on working with those people.
Yeah.
So there's there's a couple people in mind that I haven't even hit them up really about and doing songs with me yet, but I would let you know.
Who's your top 5 that you would like to work with?
Oh well, I mean, so I have buddies that I want to do stuff with, like Brzezowski and my buddy Johnny Panic in Pensacola. They're
he's dope.
They're radical hip hop. I mean, just I'd really, I feel like POS is somebody that would be on the top of the list. of like somebody who could, I feel like, fits into that ideology pretty well.
Yeah.
I would love to do more stuff with Soul, man. I'd love to do another song with him. That'd be awesome. Chesky fits into that really well, and he's on the new record, and I just feel like I definitely, I don't know, I don't have a lot of other ideas other than that. That's like about as far as it goes for me. It's a pretty small world, I feel like, but but I also I plan to do some others. My buddy Adder, and he lives in Tijuana now. He's from LA.
Yeah.
He has been pushing me to do non-political songs, and we have 2 songs together or something now that are unreleased, and they're not political. So I'm pretty excited to do some not political stuff, more not political stuff with him maybe. So
yeah. No, Adder's super dope. He played my house like you guys did.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Adder's, I love that dude, man. I'm going to text him tonight probably.
That's what's up. Yay!
Yeah.
That's dope. What was I going to ask? So, can you talk about your love of bicycles?
Bicycles?
You mentioned bicycles in a couple of your songs.
Well, see, you're asking me rap and destroy questions, which is kind of tough for me because I love bikes quite as much as I did when I wrote that album, though.
Okay.
I had a whole song about riding bikes in that album, which is great.
Yeah, you were about those bicycles.
Dude, it's great. I love my bicycle. I still have a bicycle, and I still ride it sometimes. But see, I was hardcore biker at that time. I didn't have a car, I think.
Yeah.
Or I had just gotten a car when I first started making this album, because I had to drive an hour and a half out to this dude's house to make this album. I was working with Phantom Farmer, and he lived hour and a half out in the woods, and we just made this album in the woods, and for a few months I just would go out there every couple weeks and go visit him out in the woods and make an album. So that was cool. But yeah, I was before that I had for months I had no car, and I was just I was riding my bike 10 miles back, and 10 miles in the morning and 10 miles back every day to work 6 days a week, and I was just killing it, man. And I was riding all the time, so I was really into them, and I still really like them, and maybe I'll get back to a place there again when I'm riding a lot, but I just am not. I'm on the road too much now. I wasn't touring then, I wasn't touring then, and touring, I when I'm in town, I'm gung ho, exercising, I'm rock climb. I just got into rock climbing recently, and that's my big health thing recently, and I did that for a few months, and then I've been touring, and I'm man, fucking, when am I gonna rock climb again? It just falls to the wayside when I'm on the road, man.
Dude, it's so hard to stay healthy on the road.
It's so hard, dude. It's so hard because you're eating out of gas stations and fast food and eating whatever you can that's cheap, and and just getting by and crashing on couches and floors and waking up sore and having no time to do your regular routines.
I feel like I've been on a month-long flight. I've been cramped up I'm in the middle seat of a coach.
Yeah.
For about a month now.
Yeah.
Which I need to get back on my fitness as well.
Dude.
What do you think is the difference between art and entertainment? Because
entertainment.
Because if without, should we press pause?
Just real quick, yeah.
Yeah, it's pause time.
Cool.
We'll be right back. Hold on, let's see. Doot 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 doot. And okay, so where were we? We were difference between art and entertainment.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they can be the same sometimes, but I don't think they always are. They don't necessarily have to be also. I think art can be entertaining. So art can be entertaining, but entertainment is not always art.
Okay.
Sure. So I think that entertainment I say this without sounding like a pompous freaking jerk off. So like entertaining is like playing on where our like like just raw like our like animalistic emotions. We want to feel like there's like drama or comedy or action and an excitement or like love, but not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a way that is artistic or has any like real like artistic value. But like also like it's so hard for me to talk about art sometimes because like I hate trying to be like somebody who knows anything about art, like because I don't like I think that like art is pretty much when somebody wants to say it's art, it's like art at that point.
Okay.
If you say it's art, then who am I to say it's not? I think that like kind of decide like there's like I have a whole song about it actually on my last album. Like telling somebody they make bad art is like saying they laugh wrong. It's like what I say, like it's like who am I to say that what your art is that your art is bad?
Yeah.
So but I think like entertainment is like something that people are looking for when they just want to like a lot of people just want to just zone out and like be in another world. And entertainment is there for that a lot of times. Think like when we go watch a movie, there's the willing suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what my mom told me my whole life growing up, that term. So I've grown up with that term. And so willing suspension of disbelief, there's all these things happening in front of us that probably could never actually happen in real life, but we don't think about that because we're watching it to be out of our own lives for a minute. To get into I feel like.
So would it be fair to say that like entertainment zones out and art would sort of zone in?
I think it's a pretty good fair thing to say. I think there's probably exceptions to both of those cases, but I think that's pretty fair. I think that's pretty fair to say that like art is looking for a deeper meaning and entertainment a lot of times is just trying to like is more surface level.
Okay. Cool. Can you talk? I'm just curious because you just pulled out some vegan mac and cheese.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you talk about your diet a little? Are you you're not messing up Prince's hot chicken over there?
Nah, I mean, so I'm for the most part vegan. I'm what they call freegan these days.
Okay.
So I'm for the most part eat vegan. If I'm buying it, I buy vegan food. And so I was vegan like very strictly for about 4 years or something. I was like strict vegan. Like I didn't have a touch of dairy or meat or anything for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know what happened. I think I was dating this girl and she was really loose with it. She was like vegetarian, but she was like pretty loose with her vegetarianism, and she was like always pushed me to be like, look, it's just like one time or something, and so I kind of loosened up my restrictions while I was dating her, and then I kind of just decided that like, and also touring more, you kind of get, when you get free food, I like don't like to say no, really.
Yeah.
I just like to like, it's like,
you gotta eat it.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
It's a
when
gift.
You get food, and you get food on the road. It's like you just eat food. Like it's like you eat what's there, what's available. Because like especially if somebody like cooks you food or something, man, that's rare to get home cooked food on the road.
Yeah.
So you just eat food. And also another part of that was like when I travel out of the country, which I've been doing more the past couple years. My first trip was to Peru, actually, almost 2 years ago. Actually, just about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think this month. 2 years ago this month. And I just wanted to experience everything, the culture, you know? So I went to Lima and I ate ceviche in Lima. You know, it's like, I just like, that's what they eat there. It's like, what do y'all eat here? And they're like, get some ceviche. Like, that's the thing. So it's like, okay, I'll eat some ceviche. And it was awesome. It was great, you know? And I ate street food in the jungle in freaking Pucallpa, and, you know, and I got sick as a dog. I got really sick. But it was all worth it, dude, in the long run, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
I ate street tacos in Tijuana, and I ate shark cheese in
Shark cheese.
Shark cheese. In
What
Iceland.
is shark cheese?
Fermented shark? It's fermented shark.
I've heard of this.
That's the Icelandic.
Is it mad stinky?
It's something. It's a thing. It's interesting,
Fermented.
man. It's not like terrible.
Is
It's
it
not-
alcoholic?
No, it's not. It's just like, it's like fermented. Like, it's like cheese. I mean, it's cultured. You know, it's cultured. It's like there's some reason they have to ferment the shark meat there. There's something to do with, I don't know what it is. Somebody told me, and I'm probably messing this all up, but it's something like, it's like poisonous if you don't ferment it. Like, it'll make you sick if you don't ferment it. Because it's like, the water is so crazy cold that it does something to the shark meat, that when you kill the shark, it does something to the meat, and then they have to ferment it to be able to eat it. And so they're in Iceland, right? So they're in the middle of the ocean, middle of nowhere, and they're just eating whatever they can figure out to eat, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, they somehow figured out that if they ferment this shark meat, then they could eat it, but they couldn't if they didn't ferment it. So
Getting
now
that
it's
good
like,
shark cheese.
yeah, so they make shark cheese now, and that's a Icelandic thing. And dried fish is another thing that I ate that I'd never eaten before. Dried fish and shark cheese. Those are not super appetizing foods, honestly. Like, but I tried them, you know?
Is dried fish is it like a potato chip or a jerky?
It's like a jerky.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like fish jerky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm vegan. So now I still eat vegan for the most part when I'm in the States and when I'm like just buying food. But if somebody, like, I went to a wedding yesterday and I ate stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I ate whatever.
So, okay, so back to the music thing. Like, do you have a definition of made it? Like, when will you be like, I have arrived? Or have you already arrived?
I think for the most part I'm already there. You know, there are goals that I'd like to maybe get to. You know, I'd like to be a little bit more sustainable as an artist. I'd like to make a little bit more money on the road.
Yeah.
I'd like to, you know, maybe, you know, have a little bit better, treated a little bit better.
You mean just from, like, venues or?
Yeah, from venues and just, you know, and promoters and venues, and just kind of taking a little bit more seriously as a musician. But, you know, for the most part, I've pretty much made it to where I want to be. I travel. I'm like, you know, I travel around the world now and get to play music for people. So, I don't know. I couldn't really ask for a lot more. I mean, I you know, I could, but, you know, I don't really want to, like, I don't want to jinx anything at this point. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I feel like this is, for me, I came from a place where, like, I pretty much had these dreams since I was 16 to be a rapper and, like, play shows, and I was just fucking gone, man. I was, like, nowhere near that. It wasn't even a possibility in my life, you know? I was so fucked up for so long that wasn't even a possibility. So just like all these things that are happening are a big deal to me. Like, the first tour I went on was just, like, amazing. It was like we didn't make any money, you know, and we just, like, played for, like, 10 people sometimes, or 3 people, you know, but like it was so incredible just to be able to do that for me.
Yeah.
Like I just like had no idea, did not ever think something like that was gonna happen. You know, I'd almost given up on all these dreams, and when I got clean, man, like I was able to do those, and they were all these dreams I've had for so long that like this is all just extra now. This is all just extra, you know, like this is just like me going to Iceland and me, you know, like being able, I'm going to book a big ass tour next fall, and I'm going to play all over the country, and it's going to be awesome, and I'm going to do that next year too, probably, you know, and and like all that stuff is just extra now. Like after I've achieved all those goals that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And like these are all just new goals that I'm just like new dreams that are happening that I didn't even know I wanted.
Yeah. Well, you seem super grateful for like where you are and where you've been and where you're going.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a recipe to happiness.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not always like that, but I try to stay that way.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So on the booking tip, are you looking for a booking agent? Do you have a booking agent? Do you do it all yourself?
I've had booking agents. I've had good booking agents, and I've had not good booking agents. Right now, I'm just going back to doing it on my own because I can't find a good one. I did 2 tours with Nicholas Oliver.
Yeah.
And
he represents Milo and Cage and
Chesky and
Bus Driver,
AWOL One, and just all these amazing people. Nacho Picasso and John Wayne. And all these getting bigger and bigger artists, man, that are really up and coming dudes that are killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing booking agent. He's booking Christoph Crane's new tour. It's incredible, man. So yeah, he was incredible, and I caught him. I just got lucky, man. I caught him super early on before he had all these big names, and I just like, and he booked 2 of the best tours I've ever had.
Yeah.
And they were great, man. And I wish I could have somebody like him again, but I understand why he's too busy for me now. You know, he's got bigger names, and but he really got me in a lot of places and helped me make a lot of friends that I'm still used today. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I would have never met a lot of the people that I met on tour.
Yeah. So for anybody who's listening, like how do you know, and you don't have to name names, and I won't either, but how do you know when you have a bad booking agent?
They're just not doing it, man. One thing, like, I would very much make sure that you talk to people who have worked with a booking agent before and recommended them and seen tours that they've booked that are successful. Like successful tours that and seen the evidence of those. Cause I've lost money, man, giving money to these people who are just fly by night, almost, I'm not gonna definitely not name any names, but borderline scam artists. That will just take your money and run with it. And and do literally nothing for you.
Well, there's a need for it, right? I mean, there's artists like you or me who are going to go on tour, and you want to hit the Pacific Northwest, but you never played there.
Right.
And you need, 10 shows in a row.
Right.
You need help.
Right.
And so I feel like there's a need there that can be easily filled.
Right. And I think there's probably some good booking agents, but not as many for hip hop. I think hip hop is lacking in good booking agents. I think that's why Nick did so well, man. That's why Nick did so well, because there was a hole that needed to be filled, and he filled that, man. He filled it so well that he went up quickly, and that's that's why he's killing it now. He's I really respect that dude's hustle, heavy, man. He is killing it, and it's really admirable to see that, because he really is doing something that the indie rap world needs. Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the rest of us, we just gotta do it ourselves. It's what it comes down to these days. Until more people step up like Nick, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I'm not done rapping, you know, like,
Yeah.
maybe after I'm done rapping, then I can, like, step up. And Nick quit rapping, you know, Nick quit rapping, and he said, I'm going to be a booking agent. And I think that's what it takes. It takes somebody who was a rapper and has done at least any type of extensive touring to know that life, to, like, really be a good booking agent for indie hip-hop
Yeah.
dudes, and to know how to do it. And I think it's gonna take some of us who are still out there trying to chase this, like, crazy dream to, like, give it up and do a booking agent instead, you know? Man,
I'm not doing it.
I'm not
doing it.
either.
If that's what you gotta do, I'm not doing it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not what it takes. But that's what it took for Nick. And if you follow that, I don't know. I don't have any idea why he stopped rapping. Maybe it had nothing to do with being a booking agent. But I know he stopped rapping, and then at least, I don't know. Maybe he still raps. Like, I know he doesn't put out music anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And. He's a booking agent now, so maybe I don't know. That's what it took. That's what it seems like it happened with him, but maybe that's not the whole story.
Yeah. So you also do video work. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, what if artists, whoever their name is out there thinking like, I got this great song, I bet people would hear it if I had a video. Like, what's your philosophy towards making dope videos?
You do it.
You
do it.
You do it instead of not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I got a camera. If you can save up a few $100s and get a DSLR, like a nice DSLR camera, Canon or Nikon, something that shoots HD. You know, or even better, if you can get something nicer, do it. I'd love to have a nicer camera. I'm hoping to upgrade at some point in the future. But yeah, man, the first music video I shot, I've had that camera for like probably a couple years.
Yeah.
And I just used it here and there, and I shot stuff, and I learned some stuff about it. But, like, I never really got into it, and then I brought it to Iceland with me, and I was standing in the studio, and I was like, I'm gonna shoot a music video. I just gotten through, like, a year of a terrible relationship, and then, like, touring a bunch, and then I was in Iceland, and I just shot a music video. I was like, fine, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna stop. Like, I didn't know, barely knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I'm just gonna do it right now. This, like, is gonna look great in here in this studio. And it's like, I just shot this music video in this studio in Iceland by myself for like an hour and a half or something. I just shot and it's the video for This Rap Is a Pipe Bomb that is on the Southern Demon Herd YouTube page.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got a couple more. What's your most tangible fear?
Tangible fear. My most tangible fear, yeah, not like a very real fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I don't want to end up like regretting all the choices in my life. I don't know. I don't want to like. I pretty much have made it not possible at this point, but I don't want to end up like working to death in an office or somewhere, hating my job and hating my life. Like, I don't want to die just hating what I do in my life. Like, that's why I like cover myself in tattoos and like live in a warehouse, is because like I don't want to end up working a job that I don't care about, that just to like get by and like die in a hospital somewhere, like alone and sad. And like I'm okay with you know, and alone being I mean, because we all die alone. But alone being like just like like not having any like sacrificing your your true life, your friends and the people that you connect with the most for like some type of stability or security or something, you know. Like I don't think, I don't know, maybe it will get too much for me one day, but like I don't, you know, I didn't think I was ever gonna live past 30. You know, I'm 32. I didn't think that I was gonna make it that far. You know, I thought I was gonna die before now.
So these are just extra years. These are like bonus years.
Yeah, it's bonus, man. It's extra. I would love to live way older now. Like I don't want to. Like I kind of wanted to die before then. I was like a pretty dark place earlier in my life. You know, there were points in my life where I was like, "Fuck it, it'd probably be better if I just died anyways." So I'm just gonna get as much drugs in my system as possible, and maybe that will happen. I was too, like, you know, I wasn't like ever like suicidal or anything really, but you know,
yeah,
I was like definitely like.
But if death happened, it wouldn't be too bad.
Exactly. It'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, you know, and that's why I like OD'd like 4 times or something. But I like, you know, but now I want to live a long life, but I want to do it on my own terms, you know. I don't care if I'm 50, like, doing this shit. Like, I mean, or, like, doing something like this. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 20 years, but, like, I'm not going to be working in an office. And I'm not going to be fucking just doing something just to get by. Yeah. I'm probably going to be, like, in a lot of pain from touring my whole life and like have terrible back and like just like always sore, but like, you know, I just not gonna like sacrifice. Like my happiness is right here in front of me, you know. My happiness is right here in this room, in this art, in this lifestyle. And like even if my lifestyle changes some, I'm gonna do something that has to do with this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to do something with music, something with art until I die. Like, that is my goal.
What is the opposite of fear to you? I know that's a weird question.
Fear, yeah, that's a weird question. Acceptance, maybe? Or
dope. Like, okay, like self-acceptance or just acceptance of everything around you?
I guess a little bit of both, I think. I guess a little, like, I think acceptance of, like, where you're at.
Yeah.
So, I would say fear would be, like, pushing away, the things that you're scared about.
Okay.
And then, acceptance would be like facing those fears and trying to like move forward.
Yeah. That's super dope. Where can we look for you online?
KidDEAD.com.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be having a new change soon, but that's like where you can look now. But KidDEAD, my Bandcamp, KidDEAD.bandcamp.com. That's the new album. It's probably the easiest way. iTunes, Spotify, all the like digital venues. I'm pretty much on everything. Also, Southern Demon Herd YouTube page.
Yeah.
I would check that out. We got a bunch of cool shit on there. That is the spot for some, and to keep up on updated, subscribe to that because we're going to be putting out a lot of music videos in the next year. So.
Anything you want to leave us with?
I don't know, man. Just keep rocking and rolling, man. Stay hard. Stay heavy. I don't know what that means, actually.
Stay hard, everybody. Stay.
I thought that was gonna sound cool. Just
whatever you gotta do,
but you know,
just stay hard.
Stay weird.
Stay weird.
That one, because that's how it's gonna be for me forever.
That's dope. Well, we had a good time with you in New Orleans when you played, and I want you to come back. Definitely come back to NOLA.
I definitely will.
Yeah, that's
awesome,
what's up.
Man.
All right, well, that concludes Groundwater. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. And we appreciate you, and we love you, and we'll be in touch. Bye. Thanks for listening, y'all. That was KidDEAD. His new album is called Cut the Kite String. You can get it on his website. You can get it on his Bandcamp. Google him. Look for him. His name is KidDEAD. He is in Nashville. He's touring super hard this fall, and I'm really excited to have him down in New Orleans again. Whether it's a house show or a venue, I know he's going to crush it. We had him down there for a house show a couple months ago, and he was amazing. Thanks for listening. This is Jonathan Brown. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website, jonathanbrownmusic.com. Up next on Groundwater Podcast, we're going to have Hinsbo, Adam Hins, founder of Slam Camp and organizer of Southern Fried Poetry Slam. All around amazing dude, great poet, educator. Soon to be Dr. Hinsbo. He's wrapping up his PhD right now. So we're going to get all brainy about pedagogy. We're going to talk about teaching and poetry and art. It's going to be great. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I was going to hide this information, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm interviewing Blueprint soon, in a couple days, actually. I got a show in Ohio, and Blueprint's right around the corner, and I emailed him, and I was like, oh my God, Vigilante Genesis. I'm sorry. The album he did recently, produced by A$AP Rock. No hooks. All bars. No hooks. Not even one hook. It's like the rap equivalent to a really awesome comic book. The beats are nasty. The rhymes are nasty. And, happy to say this, got me a beat from Blueprint. So that'll be on the next album. Yeah. And this is Jonathan Brown signing off all the way up here in Louisville at the Southern Fried Poetry Slam. Let me know what you think. Say things about this to the people next to you in real life or in the imaginary world of the internet. You can comment on stuff or share it. Let us know what you think. Thanks again for listening. I love you guys, and more art to come soon out of all available channels. Again, KidDEAD, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait to have you back in New Orleans. His new album is called Cut the Kite String. My new book is called Fight Dirty. Look for these things. Support your local artists. Bye. We love you.